All right, I guess Leon. Now we can start the interview. How's it going, Leon? Yo, Leon. How's it going, man?
Hey,
I'm doing good, man. I definitely can't complain today.
today.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Today? So you want to talk about this YouTube boxing in general, or specifically Gib and Austin and whatnot?
Oh man, we'll talk about several things, but right now, everybody who's in the chat, go ahead and share this. Put on Twitter, put on IG. Say, yo, we got Leon Wheels on here, so we're gonna talk about multiple things. But first, Leon, I do want to start the interview with you. I think a lot of people don't they know that you're a coach and trainer. But it's about your background. How do you get into combat sports?
It was from a young age. My mum taught me karate. That was the first combat sport I did. So karate and kickboxing. Like from about 5 years old, I've been involved in combat.
Okay, because I was gonna say you was a kickboxer, correct? Correct.
I've done that like at a later stage, like competed properly at a later stage in my life. I think I was like 20, 21, 22. I think when I started kickboxing like properly, professionally, and became a champion.
So how did your kickboxing career? You go from that to now, training and coaching YouTubers.
Boxing when I was like 14 years old. From 14, I was doing boxing, amateur boxing. College, I sort of stopped. I was focused on playing football, from football, like football to you guys. I was playing that in Europe, and then at the same, then afterwards, towards the end of my career of playing football, so I was doing Muay Thai and football at the same time. One of my friends told me, oh, well, one of my friends persuaded me to start becoming a PT at a gym, a local gym. I did so, and then yeah, that's how I sort of fell into working with JJ and Gib and the YouTubers.
Gotcha. Yeah. In case the chat didn't know, Leon is your PT's favorite PT. But yeah, man, let's talk about the big fight that was just announced, in formerly Staples Center, now the crypto arena. You got Gibb versus Osman Broom. Let's chat a little bit about that.
Match up. In too much of Austin because his last fight was finished quite quick, but athlete, isn't it? He was a D1. Was it basketball we played?
Yep.
Basketball, so he'll have some balance. He'll have agility. He'll be able to pick up things quick. He'll be able to read the game a bit better than anyone who hasn't played any sports. So I need to take that.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say yeah. But after Jake Paul, Gibb is the most experienced YouTube boxer. When he fought Holder, I said, "Oh, Gibbs gonna win," because that was Gibbs' fourth fight, and that was Holder's first. And now this be Gibbs' fifth fight and his second pro fight. I think a lot of people isn't talked about enough. So if I have to pick, I'm going with Gibbs because he's the most experienced guy between him and Austin.
He has to win. He has to win. That's the thing. Like he has to win. He ain't got no choice but to win this fight. Like everything's on the line again. Like same thing. Like when he came up short against Jake,
Hmm.
he don't want to go back on that bench. You know what I'm saying? Because Deji's got the bench right now. Deji's warming up the bench, and Deji needs some company. Like let's be honest, Deji needs company. So Gibb doesn't want it to be him.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's gonna be that's what I like about YouTube boxing because every fight is make or break. Because you probably know some amateur boxers, they win some, they lose some, they lose. Okay, the internet isn't clowning them versus like with Gibb and Deji, whenever they lose, they get clowned on the internet. So it's more important.
Because you know what it is? You're under the bright lights, right?
Yep.
When you're an amateur boxer or you're a low level pro boxer, not that many people see. your fights, or you don't headline big shows,
Yeah,
so you can afford to lose. You're learning, but this is like you're learning under the big lights, and you have to win because it means everything. There's not much really. It's hard to bounce back. Like Gibbs, lucky he got the opportunity to bounce back to fight Taylor.
absolutely. I've been following. In case people don't know, I am Fight Lounge. Follow me on IG and Twitter. But I cover UFC, MMA, boxing. But my bread and butter is YouTube boxing. So when Gibb lost to Jake, and that was 2020. That whole year, he couldn't tweet out nothing, put anything on IG without people saying crab walk, duck walk, like that's getting claimed for a whole year. And then he beat Holder, and thankfully that's forgotten. But like, I know you saw it, like you experienced it. Like, yeah, if you're a low level boxer, you ain't gotta worry about being clowned. You gotta worry about losing in front of thousands of people and 10 minutes and millions of people online.
COVID, so a lot of countries were on lockdown as well, so nothing was happening
Yeah,
really.
yeah, but
Mountains and train hard and think about life.
But so let's talk about social gloves too, man. Um, will you be coaching Gib for this train camp?
Yeah, I'll be in Gibbs camp.
Okay. Where is Gib currently training at? I'm sorry.
Still the same gym,
Okay,
but currently he's abroad with my friend Abdul Yassin, and he's training with him right now for the last 2 weeks. He'll be back in London, I think, in a couple of days.
got you. Okay. Again, another thing that a lot of people don't talked about is this is a pro fight because it was labor pro fight. Is it is Gib? How can I say this? Is Gibbs training when he fought Jake different than how he fought Holder? Because one was an exhibition, one was a pro.
Yeah, yeah, everything's different. Everything was different. I told him after that loss, I said, listen, everything and we've got to rebuild. We're starting from scratch. We're starting back from the basics, from the jab, from footwork. Do you understand? Like everything he knew before, like during Jake fight, we had to just erase that. We had to start again. You had to rebuild yourself, rebrand yourself. And the thing is now, ideally, I want to see a better performance than what he did against Taylor. Otherwise, that's just dead. Like it doesn't make sense. You've had all this time. You should have developed. You should-
A- Absolutely. You're, and that's the thing what I like about Gibb is like, yeah, he do get better. I know people don't sprint Jake fight, but he does get better each and every fight. And yeah, when you're an athlete, your next performance is supposed to be better than your last performance.
Looking to see, and I think that's what everyone wants to see as well.
Agreed. Um, okay, so now right now it's gonna be a pro fight, 10 ounce. Do you think? Okay, I would say something that like the fans were talked about. And again, I'm not saying this, but fans saying, okay, Gibb is good. He had good cardio, but doesn't have power. Do you think with this being 10 ounce glove, do you think Austin would have the power advantage?
It's relative, isn't it? You can licks. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Gibbs is not going to back down. And then again, it's like power doesn't mean everything. Obviously, we
Oh
want to
yeah,
see knockouts. We want to see knockouts, but I don't know. Like power is a good thing to have. I have power. I love power, but it's not to say that someone with endurance can't beat someone with power, or someone with timing can't beat someone with power.
got
The 10 ounce gloves is going to make a big deal. It's a big deal. What was the gloves they was wearing last time? Was it 14s or what was it?
and so see, yeah,
12s?
social gloves, I believe 14.
Big difference. But yeah, you don't want to get hit. The aim is to hit and not get hit, right? And have
Yep,
good
absolutely,
defense. So that's the most important factor.
absolutely. That's the name boxing, hit and don't get hit. Um, so I will, of course, your Gibbs. So I want your prediction, but let's say if Gibb beats Austin, what's next for Gibb?
Because he Gibb is the one who goes out and gets his fights.
Gotcha.
Yes, when he was saying to me, he was telling me that, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight Jake Paul. I said, you're not gonna fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't gonna want to fight you. Who are you? Gibb makes things happen. He makes shit happen. So I don't know what's next for Gibb. I don't know who he's got on his list.
Yeah, and especially after this fight, this is Gibbs' first main event fight. So if he beats Austin, and Austin's literally in Austin's backyard in LA, and he's main event Gibb now. So I think if he beats Austin, so many people will be calling him out that he can like pick, choose, and refuse his next opponent.
Who do you think? If he beats Austin, who do you think he should fight?
A fight that I first said, and Alex from Heavy Punch can attest to this. I said, why not Gibb versus Temper? They can be in the same weight class. Temper looked really good against King Candy. Temper is a big name, and a lot of people hold Temper, in the upper level. But I think he needs another fight. And if Gibb can beat Austin, I think that'd be a huge fight.
That's true. I agree. I definitely agree with that. It'll be a tough fight because of range and then he's southpaw, but it's doable. We can make it happen. We can work it.
And
But
and as a fighter yourself, I think if Gibb beats Austin, I think he would want that challenge. Timber's a big name. He has a long reach. He has the height, and Gibb will be like he will see people like, oh, Gibb, don't take that fight. That so I think that can even motivate him. Like, oh, you guys think I can lose?
he's not scared of a challenge. He's not scared of a challenge. Heart as well. He's got heart. He's not scared of a challenge. So yeah, get this win, then yeah.
I think that'd be a great Temper's a big name. And he looked very good, and they can be in the same weight class because Temper walks around like 190. And he fought King Candy at 175, so he can fight between the 175 and 190 range.
That's the most popular range anyway in the YouTube boxing realm.
Yep.
Easy fight to make.
Okay, Leon. We're going to, ask one more thing about Gibb versus Austin. What's your prediction? What happens July 30th in LA? How does Gibb win?
It's quite tough, for me to actually, it is. See, my best predictions come after watching the first round. First round, I know where it can go. Or the first 30 seconds of the round, I'll know where the fight's gonna go. But the most important thing is, as long as Gib can adjust when we need to adjust, then it's an easy win for us. Well, it's not an easy win. It's going to be hard because we're fighting in America, away so, and then the type of fighting style you have to do, you got to make sure you're hitting and not getting hit. You can't smother your work. You can't be messy. You can't let Austin get off too many shots on you because the ref might just call a stoppage or intervene or whatnot. So the game plan is going to be it's got to be done. It's got to be followed to the T. It's got to be followed to the T.
And also, does Gibb want to leave it in the hands of judges? What happened last time?
Ideally, shouldn't. He knows he shouldn't. But then again, you can't be too hungry to look for the knockout as well. You can't try too hard to get a knockout because they never come when you try too hard. So you got to be smart with it.
Yeah,
Smart with the tactics.
it's gonna be a silent fight. I don't know if I'm gonna go yet or not. I'm definitely gonna order pay per view. I'm still deciding if I'm gonna go. I was at Social Club. Funny enough, Leon, I actually met you at the last Social Club. I talked to you and Harvey. It was after the weigh-ins. You probably don't met with.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, it was
true.
a little small chit chat. So I would love to see go Social Club too. I think it's gonna be a great card, exciting card. It's gonna be.
Prediction. What's your prediction for the fight?
I have Gibb winning via decision. Hmm.
Bring it.
Oh,
It's,
absolutely.
it's his show. He's fighting in front of his family and kids. He has to bring it.
And he's also like getting married like a couple months after. So you don't want to, have a black eye or bust a lip with the wedding photos.
So he's gonna bring it. He has to bring it, and he's really trying to eye up KSI later on this year. So Yeah, he's gonna try and bring it. So we just gotta put a stop to that.
Facts. So, okay, change the discussion. Let's talk about Viddal Riley. Viddal Riley proved that he doesn't get paid by hour. 50-second stoppage. What's your take of Viddal's performance?
It went as planned. It went as planned. The instructions that were being talking about for this fight in the training camp and whatnot, everything just went as planned. Is expected. It was. We knew he was gonna knock him out because Vidal's got mad power. He just the last fight he was trying a bit too hard. There was too
Hmm.
much ring rust, trying too hard to please the crowd and whatnot. He didn't go into the flow state. This time he was in the flow state. Difference in the training camp. Big difference in the fight week, how he was carrying himself. So we knew he was going to win by a KO, but we didn't know when. I didn't know it was going to be so soon in the fight. To be honest, I would have rather it been in the second round or the third round. To be honest, just so I can just so I can see a bit more of Viddal, see a bit more things that we might need to work on and whatnot. There's not much we could take from that fight.
I'm happy, we're seeing Viddal more active because like he fought right before the pandemic. And it was right here in the US on some Mayweather undercard, and it was right before the pandemic hit. So I think I know the pandemic affected a lot of people's life. Unfortunately, some people lost their life due to COVID. But for him, his box career, it really, like you say, he was ring rust. I don't think he fought for like what 1.5 years. So I'm happy to see him back active fighting.
He's signed to Boxer and Sky Sports, and yeah, they promised us minimum 4 fights this year, so we're gonna get 4 fights out this year. So you're going to see Vidal very often. Hopefully, early next year. Next year, we'll be fighting for a title or a belt, and then yeah, it's just gone onwards and upwards, man. With Vidal, man, always improving. We've got a growth mindset over here. We ain't got a fixed mindset, so we're always trying to grow and better ourselves.
Absolutely. So is the next time we're gonna see Vidal fight next year, or do you think he'll fight one more time, 2022?
This year, at least twice this year.
Okay.
2 more fights before the end of the year.
Okay. So at least two more fights. We look forward to that. What I like about Boxer and Sky Sports is they're treating Vidal one like a superstar as a future champion. And I think with Mayweather Promotions, they saw him as a name. I don't think they really knew what to do with him.
They don't understand it. Notice Mayweather promotions don't really understand English fighters. That's why English fighters don't really do well over there. They don't
Yeah,
understand English fighters. Without full support by the people buying tickets to show up to the event, people watching online, and then just the numbers alone, statistics. When they upload a video on YouTube, Vidal gets more views than any other boxer on their promotion. He's got a long record in the amateurs. Home is where the heart is as well. So there's no place like home.
absolutely. I do think it has a big part. And again, as as a fighter, you have to learn and gain stuff. So his time with Mayweather Promotions was good. He fought in the U.S. He gained some. He got some eyeballs on him. But then fight at home, with his friends, his family. I think that's going to benefit him in the long run.
For him going to Vegas, being in Vegas, seeing the life of boxing in Vegas, and you learn, like there's a lot of stuff he learned out in
Hmm.
Vegas, and he brought back here. So it was good. It was good. It's part of the journey, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um. Okay, let's talk about the next fight that everybody's talking about. It's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed, but KSI versus Al Wasabi. Al Wasabi just on here yesterday. Funny enough, I did a Twitter space with Vlad, who's roommates in the pro box himself. And Al Wasabi stopped by. He said, "Yeah, contract still isn't signed yet, but it's unofficially going to be KSI and Al Wasabi." What's your take on that fight? What
But for JJ,
what was your take on Alex's fight against Deji?
Like, it's easy to look good against someone that doesn't really want to exchange or go head to head, or hasn't really got hasn't doesn't have to unleash any type of threat. He looked decent. Kettle of fish compared to his brother. This is how I visualize it. This one, I think JJ should just go round one. Just take your time, blah blah blah. Establish your jab. Just dominate. Round two, just showcase your defense, and then put him to sleep when you're ready. That's it. It's gonna be an easy fight for JJ. I'm telling you.
I also have KSI in that fight. One thing that I think we have to give Alex is how calm he was the whole week. The fans was after him. They was throwing eggs at him. A fucking fan ran to the ring. But like during the whole, he kept his composure. Like he wasn't spooked.
Yeah, no, that's good. He's a cool guy, but the opposition was Deji. When you look back through Deji's fight history, he's not going to pose no threat. He's not going to make you feel like, oh, damn, this guy can knock me out or whatnot.
One funny thing about Deji is, and it's kind of like I think this is what people's go to is when Viddal said Deji has more potential than KSI, and so many people have been holding on to that with
That's
each loss.
that's Vidal's opinion. That's never been my opinion. That's Vidal's opinion. It's never been my opinion. It's never been my opinion.
But it's just funny how like they just hold on to it, and I'm like, because okay, we'll talk about Deji's fight. Deji's room to fight Fuzi. All right, when Deji fought Jake, okay, it was both their first fights. He lost. He just lost to a better guy. He fought being hacker. Deji had advantage. He had one fight that was Benny's first. He lost. Okay, Deji fought Alex. That was Deji's third fight. Alex Wasabi's first fight, lost. And it's gonna fight Fuzi. That'll be Deji's fourth fight, and it's be Fuzi's second fight. So Deji's has is keep having these advantages, and he keep losing. And so, do you think?
No, the biggest issue is
Mm-hmm.
is that everyone that's coached Deji has been taking advantage of him. If he went to a real coach, someone that really cared about him, they'll say to him, you know what, you're not ready.
Mm.
You need to understand the fundamentals of boxing a bit longer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go on, he needs to take at least 18 months out of the spotlight and train.
Wow.
Go to the mountains and train. Like, for example, he joined that daily, 6 or 7 weeks before.
Yeah.
So in sparring, Daly should have saw him and said, you know what, you're not even ready for this fight yet.
But
Was, I wanted to take a risk or whatnot, or I like a challenge.
But do you think the reason they didn't say that because Deji showed the video of Alex getting knocked down by Fuzi, and they said, "Oh, it's easy work." Do you think? And do you think Deji showing Daily Fuzi the Sun fight, and he's, "Oh, that's easy work." So do you think like it's not they're trying to make Deji okay? It's not that Deji isn't ready, but like all his opponents is trash. Do you think that's what the mindset is?
People react in sparring sessions.
Mm-hmm.
You know if someone's ready or not. Even like, so for example, before Gibb fought Jake, Gibbon that was trying to push back the fight or whatnot. That was
Yeah.
my idea. I said, you know what? Instead of having the fight, I think they fought in January. I said, I think we should have it in May because I think we need more time.
Mm-hmm.
More time. It was rushed. I don't like when things are rushed
Yeah.
because box is not something you can just rush. If you're good and you've got a fighting background, then you can take opportunities. Like you could be a replacement fighter. But when you're trying to move up weight, you're trying to because get back to he had to increase his body weight, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think he fought at like cruiserweight. Gibbs should not be nowhere near cruiserweight.
I think also it was the Jake Paul payday. It was the co-main event, but it should have been the main event.
It was a big opportunity. That's why.
Yeah.
It was a big opportunity. So for him to refuse it is a stupid move as well. So it was one of them. It was catch-22 basically.
And also, if you guys wait till May, boom, COVID would happen. That fight probably wouldn't have happened.
It's sad, but I just think he needs to go away and work. What's the rush? He doesn't need to work. He's rich. What's
Yeah.
the rush?
You said,
Look, I saw a picture of Deji the other day at
hmm
boxing. He don't even have boxing boots on. You're a multi-millionaire. Buy some boxing boots. Wear the correct attire. You should be wearing dry fit. You should be wearing proper clothes, like sport clothes, not tracksuits, like normal lifestyle tracksuits. Like, come correct if you're gonna go to the gym. Be correct.
do you think for Deji, and how can I properly say this? You think he just doesn't have that mindset of a fighter? Like Gibb, Jake, KSI all have the mindset of a fighter. Do you think Deji just hasn't got that yet, or wants it?
Naturally, he's not a fighter, right?
Hmm.
Like, he does a lot of the victim flinching stuff. But you can sort of train that out of someone. But as I said, you need 18 months at least. He needs to go to the mountains for 18 months at least. There's no point in trying to practice things under the spotlight because you just get humiliated. Then you go into depression.
And again, like his opponents, again, Vinny Hacker, everybody had him beat Vinny Hacker, including me. That was an upset. And then he went Wassabi. Everybody thought it was gonna be easy work, including me. And then Fuzi, like,
The first time I saw Deji in the ages was just before we was catching the flight to go to we went to Mexico before we went to Miami.
hmm
I saw the condition of Deji, yeah. It was all out of shape. I thought this is a guaranteed loss. I knew it. He was eating biscuits in business class and all of that. I thought, yeah, it's a wrap. He's done. He is done. Then I saw his coaches, yeah. His coaches were running around the hotel like they was on a stag do.
Damn,
They were getting wasted every night. Deji was in the gym training with his ex-girlfriend. His ex was hungover.
damn.
The basketball court with his ex-girlfriend, trying to cut weight.
And again, that shows why KSI is successful. And Jake, you are who you surround yourself with.
The mindset, see with KSI and Jake, the mindset is different. They give it their all. They train hard. They put the work in, the hours in. Do that.
Yeah, it's all about having the right people around. Okay, let's talk about the rumor fight, Deji versus Fuzi. How you see that fight going? Because Fuzi is a strong guy, and he's got a new coach. But how you see the fight going?
What he's trying to do, he's trying to choose an easy opponent. He's seen Deji lose his couple of fights. Thought, you know what? I'll have a piece of him. But you don't get like even if Fuzi does beat Deji, you can't give Fuzi ratings. You can't get ratings if you beat Deji. Like, you're trying to find an easy opponent. So I want Deji. I would like Deji to put up a fight and actually win. But then again, you don't know, man. You don't know. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna
Yeah,
get electrifying with Deji.
and the fun thing is, like, I think Deji see Fuzi as an easy fight. And I think that's why he picked him. 'Cause I think Bryce Hall wanted to fight Deji. Slim wanted to fight. So there's people wanting Deji, and they said, let me fight Fuzi. So I think they see Fuzi as easy work.
Yeah, I think Fuzi will be a harder fight than Vinny Hacker.
Absolutely, because some of we talking about how Gibb when he lost to Jake and Aaron was making fun of him. Same thing for Fuzi. Fuzi has his nose destroyed by Slim, and nobody at the time never knows who Slim is. But yeah, he lost to at that time nobody. If he would have, it's funny. If Fuzi would have beat Slim, it was gonna be Fuzi versus Jake Paul instead of Jake versus Gibb. And then Fuji lost, so he lost that big money fight. So Fuji has a lot to fight for. He got embarrassed once. He doesn't want to get embarrassed again. And even in that Slim fight, the dude was getting his ass kicked, but he still had heart. He still was going forward. So I think Deji and his team should not overlook Fuji.
In Fuzi's mind, yeah, he thinks there's no way on earth I can lose to Deji. I don't think Deji's thinking there's no one on earth I can lose to Fuzi. He hasn't got that mindset.
Mm.
He didn't have no fight. No fight in it. I don't know. I don't even know about that fight.
Hey, I mean that's what makes boxing so well sports in general so exciting. It's the unknown. You can't predict it. You know. But yeah, let's talk about. I know we talk about KSI and Wassabi. Um, if KSI beats Wassabi, what's next for KSI? Do they try to make KSI versus Jake Paul, or do they get one more fight in before Jake?
He needs to get at least minimum one more fight, 1 to 2
Okay,
more fights. I would advise at least 2 more fights. There's no rush. That fight's always going to be there. What's the rush about? You know what I'm saying? Jake is the one who's carrying YouTube boxing.
absolutely.
No, the funny thing, I didn't like Jake at first. I never used to like him, but I like what he's doing for YouTube boxing. I like what he's doing.
Oh yeah, because
Doing big moves, man.
because again, we was talking about the pandemic era. He fought on the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones, and he knocked out, Nate Robinson. He fought Ben Askren. Then he fought Willie. So one thing is like the dude's active and he's winning. So you have to, like there's people who hate Jake, but he's winning. He's active, and again, he is keeping the sport alive.
No, I think I would like JJ to beat up Dylan Dallas as well. Just offer him whatever money he wants and just beat him up because he's overdue a beating. So I would like him to beat him up, and then yeah, carry on fight. He needs to fight some decent people, not just like YouTubers. And then yeah, then fight Jake, then call it a day.
Let's talk about Jake. Right now, it's also rumored, nothing is announced, but Jake versus Tommy Fury in Madison Square Garden, August 6th. How you think that fight goes?
This is what I've seen of Tommy Fury. Haven't been spectacular. He's smothering his
No.
work. Don't know how to close distance properly. Yeah, he's just been messy. I think Jake will knock him out.
I think also I think also being on the big stage again. Every single fight Jake has had, he couldn't lose. He couldn't lose to Deji, couldn't lose to Gibb, couldn't lose to retired football player. I mean basketball player. Couldn't lose to Ben Askren. Like all his fights has been make or break. So for versus Tommy, he's been a prelim fighter. He's fighting on his brothers in the undercard. And I think the bright lights might be a little bit too big for Tommy Fury.
Depends on your persona, isn't it? If you allow them things to get to you, then yeah. But if you just see it as a fight and you've always been fighting, then it shouldn't be a big deal. Because when you're in the ring, none of that matters. You don't hear
Hmm.
no one, you don't see no one. You know, allow it to get to you, and you don't realize it's just a fight at the end of the day. The person can only throw a jab, cross, hook, uppercut, overhand. Then yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal. He comes from a fighting family, that shouldn't be able to get to him. You should understand what fighting's about.
Absolutely.
Beats Tommy, I think JJ should get a slice of Tommy as well and try and beat him in a better fashion.
What's so funny? So many people forget or just to know, like when KSI beat Logan in LA, that was Saturday. That following week, like Monday, Tuesday, Tommy Fury called out KSI. He said, "Fight me, KSI," and all that. And again, like KSI, and he didn't know that's what KSI was working on the album and all that. So he was like, "No, I'm not fighting him over right now." But like, yeah, I wouldn't mind, KSI versus Tommy.
No one really knows this. Yeah, I'll give you a little secret. See when JJ fought Logan, yeah, in LA, 4 weeks before that happened, or maybe 5 weeks before that happened, he had a ruptured eardrum.
Oh wow, didn't know that.
He sparred, so Viddal made him spar one brother, yeah. He was 120 kg, and it and yeah, JJ had him up here. Then he just let out one big power swing, and then boom. But we had him up. But then later, JJ was like, "Oh yeah, my ear hurts a bit. Like it feels a bit clogged." Then yeah, he had a ruptured eardrum.
Wow, and with that injury, beat Logan. That's crazy, man. Because it's funny, like looking back. Logan's excuse for losing was sneezing, and while KSI had a legit injury.
Doctors know everything.
Wow, that's wild. But you know, man, I love the behind the scenes stories like this for YouTube boxing. Wow, that's wild. But hey, you gonna get this exclusive on these tour spaces. Um, okay, Leon, thank you for taking time out. So at this moment, I want to take up, if you don't mind, can you answer a couple of questions from the fans? Okay, so if you want a question for Leon, send a question. All right, KSI edits. I'm gonna add you. So you have a question. Go ahead and ask him. KSI edits. You're live. Guess not. Okay, I'll add somebody else.
As well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, what's going on, Wade? Okay, that one tweeter. Got a question?
I did have a question, but then I forgot. So never mind.
Okay. All good. Okay, Wade. Fresh off the Wade in
Big Leon!
Face Sensei podcast.
Yo!
What's good, Wade?
What's up, man? I got a question for Leon. How do I get shredded like you, brother?
I'm coming back though. I'm coming back. I got my vibe back. I got my vibe back now, so I'm going to be going hard in the gym. And then, yeah, hopefully my training program comes out soon.
Speaking of training program,
Before the
I got
KSI.
a follow up. How about in 2023 I come do camp with you and Viddal? How's that sound?
Come. Definitely come, man. You enjoy it.
Big bet, big bet. Boys, I'm hitting the work.
You
I'm
enjoy
doing a Leon workout right now. I'm doing some sled pulls, so I'm gonna get back to it. Just wanted to say hi to my brother. What's up, Fight Lounge?
What's good, Wade?
All right, boys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, peace out. Hey, Wade might be fine on Craig Clash too. Maybe that was a nice little exclusive for you guys.
He should fight.
Absolutely, he should fight. We got another question.
What I want to see as well, yeah. I'm putting this into the air, yeah. I want to see Jordy.
Ooh,
Yo,
that would be a banger. But what's up, man? You got a question?
what's going on? I got a question for Leon.
Go ahead.
What's going on, Leon? I've been boxing for about a couple months now, and I just wanted to know your best advice for getting cardio up and your technique, if you want to answer both.
Road work, skipping, and sprints. Sprints are probably one of the most important thing you can do. And sparring, heavy bag. Just follow the greats. That's what you need to do. Watch the greats and follow the greats. All the greats done the road work. All the greats done bag. You know what I'm saying? And be consistent.
For sure. That's all I got. Appreciate you, Leon.
Yeah. Cool. Bless, bro.
Okay, let me bring in Mo. Mo got a question?
Yo, what's up? What's up, Leon? I just got a quick question. So, after Gibb beats Austin McBroom, would you want to see him go against like an MMA athlete of sorts, maybe a Tyron Woodley or someone like that?
That's a good idea. That's a good shot, but it's just how do you make it happen? Because he doesn't have pulling power. Gibb is not Jake or JJ, so he doesn't have that big pulling power, and he don't have a promotion behind him. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't own no promotion. But yeah, that's a good shot, fighting an MMA fighter. Just being consistent, innit? Being consistent, fighting as much as you can. But also, I think you shouldn't nose up to smaller YouTubers, like the ones that are trying to build themselves up. He might as well stay active and beat them as well. That's what I think. Players also beat the people in the middle and below. Just
I think Gibb versus Willie will be good because when what round did Jake knock out Woody? Was it round 5?
It
Round
was
6?
the sixth round.
Okay, so the first fight went to the judges, and was it a 8-round fight?
It was
Jake
an
versus Woody.
8-round fight, and it was a split decision.
Okay, so 8 rounds first fight, 6 rounds. So Gibb could say, "Hey, it took you." My math might be wrong. My math might be wrong, but Gibb could say, "Yo, it took you 14 rounds to beat Woodley, and it only take me 3." We know how Gibb likes talking shit, but like, boom, that's the selling point right there.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, do you think that the end point of Gibb is getting that rematch with Jake, or do you think he's not interested in that? And he just wants to box for the money or whatever.
In his heart, he wants Jake. In his heart, he wants Jake. But the thing is, he's fighting at cruiserweight. So, and Jake is not going to come down for Gibb.
No.
No.
Fighting at nothing heavier than 180, 185 max. Not coming down. If you want Jake, you'll go to Jake's weight.
So wait, so is Gibb like a natural like light heavyweight 175?
He's not no cruiserweight, no big guy. Short. He hasn't got the muscle mass for it for cruiserweight. Yeah, he's light heavyweight at max. At max. And that's why you saw a better Gibb versus Taylor, because he was more near his natural body weight.
Yeah. So are Austin and I'm not sure if you're allowed to disclose this or not, but do you know what weight class him and Austin are meeting at, and do you know like the rounds or anything like that?
I haven't even asked. Like, see, like them sort of questions are not really my priority right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a 6 or 8 rounder. 6 threes. I think 6 threes or 8 threes. It's definitely 6 threes or 8 threes. Yeah, and
Plus,
definitely around the light heavyweight weight.
plus it's pro, so yeah, I think it'd be 6 rounds plus.
And I'm sure you guys are shooting for that 8-round mark. You guys want to make the fight as long as possible to get Gibb to kind of wear out Austin and possibly catch him in the 7th or 8th round.
I think that's when you'll start to see Gibb knocking out people more.
Yeah.
When he sort of at the later rounds.
Because his last fight was too short, man. It was only like 5 2-minute rounds. He didn't have as much time to like really set up stuff for the later fight. I really wanted to see. I think Gibb would do well in an 8-rounder, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, Mo, appreciate the question.
All right.
Someone else. Okay, you got a question for Leon? Yeah, I think something's wrong with your mic. Okay, let me ask somewhere else. Yo, got a question for Leon?
It was good, Leon.
Got a question?
Yeah, I got a question. I couldn't hear him. So Liam, would you see Josh Bruckner as a potential future opponent for KSI, maybe after the Alex Wassabi fight?
A bit too heavy. What does he weigh?
Oh, he walks around like 200 plus, so like, so he'll probably be
Yeah,
a cruiserweight.
yeah, he'll be too heavy.
All right.
That's the issue. That's the thing. People need to understand that the weight
Yes.
limit.
Yes, weight
The
class
weight
matters.
limit. Yeah, weight class matters, and you got to remember. I think JJ performs his best around that heavyweight.
Oh yeah, I know he beat Logan and he had to draw against Logan. His best performance to me still gets Joe Weller.
See, when we was fighting Logan, we was forcing him to eat.
Mm.
Feed him. His nutrition was to put on weight. Like, he was having a crazy amount of calories. He didn't even want to eat no more.
That is the
He's the
thing.
lighter JJ.
There's the thing with YouTube boxing. And again, the fans don't understand because these are exhibitions, the amateurs. But like in pro fights, you have to. If not, you can be penalized financially. Meaning you have to get like 20 or 10% percent of your purse to your opponent, or the fight can just be called off. Now, with YouTube boxing has been like the loopholes is amateurs and all this and that. You know, like, oh yeah, he's 10 pounds heavier, but whatever. You know, it's not a quote unquote, real fight. But like, yeah, I think that's what fans have to understand. Like when it's professional, the commission steps in. Like there's rules that you have to, abide by.
Josh should fight JMX. JMX is
I
back on the
agree.
scene. So yeah, if Josh wants smoke, then fight JMX.
I agree, man. It's funny because Jameis was on here, weeks ago, and when we was at when Metro Social Club 1, I was talking about JMX, and we was like, yeah, he just isn't active, and it's true, he's not active on Twitter, not active on YouTube, but like, yeah, like I would love to see JMX back now because he has people in his own weight class now. There are people who's 200, plus or even cruiserweight.
Active in the gym. I've been training him as well. So yeah, he's active. He's back. He's back.
Facts. Okay, that one tweeter, I think he has a question, and this will be the last one of the tour space. So make a good question. Yo, you're live. That one tweeter.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was gonna say instead of Alex Wassabi, I think KSI should honestly fight Temper because he's more skilled, he's taller. But here's the thing: Temper and KSI don't really have beef like that as much as KSI.
But you don't have to.
Yeah, they have to. But also at the same time, do they? Like, I think
No,
beef builds up.
no. I said no. I said you don't have. See, that's nothing to fans. You don't have to have beef to sell fights. If you have,
Exactly.
yeah, like again, I rate Temper. I think Temper needs one more fight, then he'd be in my top 5. He's in my top 10 right now. KSI's in my top 10. Temper's my top 10. Two big names, two highly skilled guys. Boom, the fight sells itself. The beef helps. The trash talk helps. But sometimes, when one of the best fights one of the best, that's all you need.
Batman.
All right.
With that.
Yeah, I had no question at one Twitter. My bad. We're taking over.
Oh, I think I'm pretty sure that was my question, but I was just a suggestion.
No, KSI versus Temper would be. I mean, I want to see Temper fight again. Like he fought very well against King Candy. And again, Temper has a big name. He's literally the co-founder of Face Clan. So yeah, I rate Temper.
But actually, I wanted to say this as an extension of the last conversation. Josh Bruckner is heavy, but he fought in the same same weight class that KSI did. So I don't see why it's a problem.
Well, I think KSI is going to fight like the 175, maybe 180. So I mean, if Josh can make 180, then yeah, maybe that fight can happen.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I just have
No,
something
go
to say.
ahead.
Fight Lounge. I have a
Go
question
ahead.
for you. You
Go
was
ahead.
touching on your top 5, and I just want to know who is really your top 5 because I watch a lot of boxing, and I feel like a lot of people's top YouTube boxers are really skewed off of popularity and stuff. Like, there's some really good YouTube boxers, but they don't get enough credit because they're not big enough.
Agreed. My top 5 in order. I got number 1 Jake, number 2 KSI. I got number 3 Gibb, 4 Slim, and I put Temper number 5.
I'm glad you got Slim in your top 5. I also have Slim in my top 5.
Absolutely, and you're 100% right, man. People, just hate Slim and all they're doing, but like no. And again, Logan isn't in my top 5. The dude does have a win, and
Exactly.
people like Logan. Again, a cool guy, but like this is the dub club. To get in the club, you have a dub. Logan doesn't have one yet.
You wouldn't put Salt Poppy in your top 5? Because I
He
think
needs
he's
he.
honestly better than most YouTube boxers,
You
strictly
know
off
what?
skill.
But look
Leon.
at his opponent.
True.
So you can do all them things to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey,
I agree.
let's talk about South Poppy.
I'll definitely put Temper over Slim.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Timber's more talented, but like Slim has more fights. And again, that's what I think. I think Timber needs another fight, and Saul Poppy needs another fight. But let's talk about Saul Poppy, man. Leon, you call him the most sauciest YouTube boxer, man.
Facts.
Facts. And it looks like he's been training hard. He's lost a little bit of weight and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah. Kudos to him, man. I want to see him fight again.
Well, his opponent counted the cat out the bag. So yeah, Saul Poppy will be fighting on the KSI. His opponent kind of let the cat out the bag. So we'll be seeing Saul Poppy fight again, which I'm happy, man. Saul Poppy is a character, and like you can just watch him in the ring, you just see talent. You know what I'm saying? You can see the charisma. Like he is a emerging star in YouTube boxing.
He's actually
They
needed.
leaked who
He's
his
actually
opponent
needed.
was? They
I'm
leaked
sorry,
who
what you
his
said?
opponent was? Sorry.
Yeah.
Who was his
His
opponent?
opponent is YouTuber Andy Warshaw. You guys probably haven't heard of him.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
You can just like check like Fight Lounge's like tweets and stuff. It's there.
Yeah, he's But again, I will say that like they had difficulty finding Saul Poppy an opponent, so I think that's
I thought he was gonna fight Slim.
no. So Slim turned it down, and he
Because
said
of
he
weight.
fought Ryan Taylor, and we saw how that happened.
That was ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Slim could have fought Saul Poppy on the KSI undercard, and instead he went to Kingpin, aka Showstar 2, and did business with Ryan Taylor, and shit went left.
Terrible
Speaking of
decision.
the KSI card, do you think that KSI's next fight being Alex Wasabi and having to make like a decent cut for that fight, do you think that's going to be a professional fight?
Ooh, good question.
It's a bit different in the UK. You can't just say you're gonna do a professional fight like that. You got to sit before the board of boxing control and have an interview. That pro boxer jurisdiction. It has been done, but yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because like Jake Paul, because KSI's like professional record is only like 1-0, and he has that 1-0 amateur record or 1-0-1 amateur record, and so Jake Paul has like a 5-0 record, 4-0, professional record. Yeah. So it's just like a little bit, just for like the kind of the general boxing fans and stuff and whatever. It's just to see, a 1-0 professional versus 5-0 professional, both being YouTube boxers. It'll be better to build that up with more, fights under KSI's belt.
It happens in boxing though. You see 5-0 people fighting someone who's 1-0 or 0-3 or 0-10. It happens, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, just look at Tommy Fury. There you go.
Yeah. No, it happens, but I mean, when they're just like when the YouTube boxing pool is so small, you'd hope that people have like more extensive records, within their weight classes and whatnot.
Sense for him to have more fights, and get the ring rust off.
Yep.
Okay, last question, Andrew. What's good, man?
Hey, what's up, bud?
That question, Leon.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. So I just kind of hopped in this, like probably 5 minutes ago. I'm watching that UFC card. Pretty good, by the way.
I am too.
But oh, that's funny. But Leon, I don't know if you've covered it before I got here, and I apologize if I'm having you throw a loop here. But I was curious. So obviously you've worked with KSI, and now he's, I believe, working a lot of his physicality stuff with Kill Jasper. Or is it just Jasper? I forget.
Just Jasper.
Gotcha. So what I was wondering, how do you feel like your physical, body training kind of differentiates from Jasper's? And do you think it would help him more so for the opponent he has now, or?
To be honest, I don't even know what he's doing with Jasper. To be honest, I train JJ twice a week.
Right.
I think Jasper's just helping out on the nutrition.
Okay. So if you had to speculate though, like, what do you think that he's going for?
Because I think Jasper's just helping. So JJ's got his own chef. I think Jasper's just helping out with nutrition in terms of your macros, your protein levels, how much carb you should have a day, and whatnot.
Gotcha. Yeah,
like in America, we usually have a nutritionist that cooks and provides all the macros and whatnot. So I think Jasper's just helping on a nutrition standpoint.
Right. Yeah.
That's fair. He does more bodybuilding type of thing. It's not S&C coach, strength conditioning in terms of performance, sports specific coach.
Right. And then if I could, I wanted to ask uh, whoever. I don't. Sorry, I don't actually know your name. That's running the Happy
Oh,
Punch right now.
Fight Lounge.
Yeah, I know it's Fight Lounge. I just didn't know if you had like a nickname you prefer. I had one more question. This is kind of more geared towards you.
Okay.
So there's a lot of fights coming up. This is known. This is kind of exciting everybody. With that very, very like quantity of a schedule, there's a lot of fights. Do you or did part of your team basically intend to try to show up to a lot of these, or is it going to be kind of just too much to handle?
I do think that that's a good question. Again, it's YouTube boxing season, man. We had Show starter this year. We had Credit Clash.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We're going to have Social Gloves. We're going to have Jake versus, we assume Tommy Fury. Logan might have his own event, and so I think talking about for the Hack Punch fighters, I do know that this year, and again, I don't fully know. You will see Happy Punch fighters on KSI's undercard, and I think you might see them on other people's undercard. And then maybe
Right.
next year, Happy Punch might have their own event. Hope that answers your question.
I think that's definitely got to happen. I mean, you guys have been doing so phenomenal just with the recruitment and just like the post and just everything about it. I mean, blew up in like a year, so that'll be good too.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask, what events will you prioritize if you can't make all of them?
Right now, I'm going towards Tommy versus Jake because I was supposed to go for Tommy versus Jake in Tampa, but he got hurt, and then I went to person for Jake versus Wooly too. But I'm gonna go for and it's funny because like Social Glove is 1 week before Jake's fight, so I actually want to go to both, because I think Gibb versus Austin is a huge fight. If Austin beats Gibb, boom, I can see Austin versus Jake. I can see Austin versus KSI this year.
Yeah.
Later on this year. If Gibb wins, boom, he's main event Gibb now. So I would just like go experience it. But yeah, hopefully that answer your fight, man. The fighters, they may not go to different events because they're training, but you know what, man? I do kind of wish more fighters go to events because Leon, you can test this. Whenever there's a big boxing, you see other boxers in the crowd, and then they show and for Craig Clash we did. Wassabi was there, Face Sense was there, but I do wish more people, even Show Star, KSI was there and everybody, but
Viddal, of course, on Show.
Yeah,
which was amazing, yes.
And even in UFC, you see other UFC fighters there because it's, it is, I don't say brotherhood, but I guess so. It's like, or at least a community, the YouTube boxing community. So I'm definitely going to be for Jake versus Tommy, Social Gloves. I do, but we've got to see.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't think there's any worry to be had. There's going to be so many good coverage people at all these different events. I mean, you got Wade out there who's really making his rise and showing up. So you'll see him at one of those if you can't go to one, and the coverage will be good. Well, that's my question. I liked Mo Magic's question too, so I appreciate it. I'm gonna go back to see my boy Kevin Holland stomp someone.
There you go, shout out Andrew. Well, Leon,
let me just say something. Yeah, this is what I believe should happen. Yeah, there should be one YouTube boxing event, promotion in the East Coast and one in the West Coast of America, and then you have JJ's one representing like England and Europe, and then they should both have 2 shows a year and they come together and make a big show like once a year. You need to create some type of league. You need to take because there's too many circus events about.
I agree 100%. And again,
Logan put an event, and then JJ puts an event. Then it's come together.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be dope. Because again, Logan is gonna fight again. Like in one of his videos, he sent his NFT, and he's like, "Yo, if you buy this NFT, you can walk me to his fight." So Logan's gonna fight again, and that's his own event. So, hey, I would love to see it again. I'm media. I cover YouTube boxing, so the more the merrier. So I love covering. I love seeing. And I love with Craig Clash, a new pool of talent. I know for KSI's undercard, we're going to see a new pool of talent. So, I'm always excited to see, the sport grow. Again, Leon, you was for YouTube boxing for KSI and Joe Weller. Just see how, you can see from your POV just how much the sport has grown and how, you got YouTubers fighting pro boxers now. You know, with Jake versus Tommy, like this sport is growing and doesn't seem to be stopping.
Not going to stop as well. This is it. It's been established now in the world, in the universe.
It's YouTube boxing season, man. Well, Leon, thank you for taking time to this interview. I really enjoyed this chat. For everybody who's listened, thank you for the questions. Before you go, Leon, go ahead and shout your socials where people can follow you.
Instagram, Leon Wills. Oh yeah, follow me here. And then the Real on Wheels podcast. Mine and Viddal's podcast. We've got a YouTube page. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, and the rest.
Hey, and again, Leon, you know, you're always welcome. You always want to stop by and chat. The door's always open for you. Again, thank you for taking time out to do this. So yeah, guys, that was today's episode. Next week, I'm gonna have another guest lined up. Hopefully, we'll know even more who's on the Social Glove undercard. Hopefully, Tommy versus Jake is officially made, and we're also waiting for KSI. You know, hopefully KSI and Wassabi is officially announced. But until then, you know, follow me on Fight Lounge on IG and Twitter. So yeah, peace out, everybody.
Yes, sir. Deuces.